Love him or hate him, Roman Reigns is going to be a star in the WWE for years to come. He's already been WWE champion a number of times and received a huge push as the company's top star, though that seems to be slowing down now. With Roman in the upper mid-card now fighting for the United States Championship, I think a lot of people will start to judge him less harshly. I know some of you guys don't care for this video, but a lot have expressed interest in it as well, so here's Wrestling Origins, Roman Reigns. Leah T. Joseph Anoa'i was born on May 25th, 1985. He's of both Samoan and Italian descent and grew up in Pensacola, Florida. From a young age, Joe, as he's commonly referred to, was a fan of wrestling. I mean, how could he not be? His father, Sika, was a wrestler as well as many other members of his family. He is cousin to Yokozuna, Rikishi, and Umaga to name a few, as well as the Usos and even The Rock, though non-biologically. Growing up, Joe's father was noticeably absent as he was constantly on the road for wrestling. He says they didn't have the greatest relationship growing up because he was away so often, but when he was home, things were much better. Though wrestling and the wrestling world were always around him, Joe actually preferred the sport of football. While attending Pensacola Catholic High School, Joe would play on the football team, as well as his 1 year at Escambia High. In his senior year, the defensive tackle was named Defensive Player of the Year. After graduating, Joe would attend the Georgia Institute of Technology in 2003, where he played for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Interesting fact, one of his teammates at the time was NFL wide receiver Calvin Johnson. While in college, his skills would greatly improve over the years. By his senior year, he was named team captain and was one of the most effective members on the team's defense. Despite his talents though, Joe wouldn't be a high prospect in the 2007 NFL draft. Scouts said that he lacked the instinctive feel for the flow of the ball and he didn't have the range to make plays in space. Essentially, he just wasn't good enough for the NFL. Joe wouldn't be drafted, but would impress scouts enough to be given a shot by the Minnesota Vikings. He made it to the rookie training camp, but was released a month later. Once again giving Joe false hope, the Jacksonville Jaguars would sign him in August, only to drop him less than a week later, never allowing him to grace the field during the season. With his NFL hopes seemingly crushed, Joe went up to Canada and was signed by the CFL's Edmonton Eskimos in 2008. He would play for 1 season, competing in 5 games and starting in 3. However, his efforts just weren't enough as he was released by the team in November of 2008, which prompted his retirement from football. With his football dreams behind him, Joe turned to his family's heritage and decided to pursue wrestling. He would sign a developmental contract with WWE in July of 2010, getting assigned to FCW. Now the circumstances of his signing are a bit unclear, which has prompted many to claim it was simply because of his family name, which could be true, but I don't want to speculate, so I'll leave it at that. Joe would make his FCW debut under the ring name Roman Liaki against Richie Steamboat in a losing effort. He would mainly wrestle in tag team matches for the rest of 2010, mostly training and gaining experience. In 2011, Liaki formed a tag team with Donnie Marlowe and competed for the FCW Tag Team Championships, though lost. Skipping ahead to 2012, Liaki would pin the FCW Florida Heavyweight Champion Leo Kruger during a tag team match. Soon after, he would win a triple threat match against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins to become #1 contender for the Heavyweight Championship. However, he would fail to capture the Heavyweight belt, but he would win the tag belts with Mike Dalton soon after, only to drop them fairly quickly. After WWE rebranded FCW to NXT, Joe was given the new ring name of Roman Reigns, completely changing his character as well. He became a pure powerhouse, which was in stark contrast to the suave businessman persona of Liaki. After just a few weeks, Reigns was called up to the main roster as part of The Shield. The Shield would make their televised debut in November of 2012 at Survivor Series, where the group attacked Ryback, allowing CM Punk to retain his title. The group denied working for Punk, though they would conveniently lay waste to any that opposed him. After defeating Ryback, Kane, and Daniel Bryan at TLC, as well as attacking both Ryback and The Rock, it was revealed that Punk and Paul Heyman had indeed hired The Shield. In early 2013, The Shield began to move away from Punk and would have several notable feuds. They would start with John Cena and Sheamus, who along with Ryback were defeated in a 6-man tag match at Elimination Chamber. The trio would also face Randy Orton, Big Show, and the Celtic Warrior at WrestleMania 29, where they won their first WrestleMania match. Moving forward to Extreme Rules in May, the team of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins defeated Team Hell No, Bryan and Kane, to win the WWE Tag Team Championships. They would successfully defend these titles against the former champions, as well as the Usos and the Primetime Players. During this run, Reigns would be pinned for the very first time on September 23rd during an 11-on-3 handicap match. Around the same time, the Shield began working for the Authority. This would mark the beginning of the downfall for the group, as not too long after, the champions would lose their belts. After losing their titles, Dean Ambrose boasted his talents as he was the only remaining member with a championship, which angered the other two. Skipping forward, Rowan would defeat CM Punk in a singles match in January of 2014 after previously losing to him at TLC. Reigns would also enter the 2014 Royal Rumble, where he set the record for the most eliminations in a single match with 12, with 2 of those being on his Shield teammates, though he didn't win the Rumble. The Shield would face a team of John Cena, Sheamus, and Daniel Bryan, as well as the Wyatt family, against whom they lost. This would cause further issues among the members, though they elected to remain together. However, after WrestleMania 30, the group decided to cut ties with the Authority. After Triple H and his reformed Evolution stable couldn't stop them, he initiated his Plan B, which had Seth Rollins turn on his brothers and join the Authority. As a singles competitor, Reigns would quickly become a headliner and contender for the WWE Championship. However, he would be unsuccessful in a ladder match at Money in the Bank as well as at Battleground. Soon after, Reigns and Rollins went at it and set up a match for Night of Champions, though due to a legitimate injury, Reigns had to forfeit. He would return in December to a Superstar of the Year award, one that many believe he didn't deserve. He would enter the 2015 Royal Rumble and won it, earning himself a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He would face Brock Lesnar in a grueling match that had the two exhausted, where Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to win the championship. From there, Reigns would enter a feud with the Wyatt family, where he was initially defeated at Battleground, though emerged victorious in a tag team match at SummerSlam. Finally, Reigns would win a Hell in a Cell to end the rivalry. Very soon after, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins suffered a legitimate knee injury and was forced to vacate his title. A tournament would be held to crown the new champion, and after defeating Big Show, Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, and Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. However, Sheamus would quickly cash in his Money in the Bank contract and pin Roman, ending his first reign at just 5 minutes. After getting a rematch with Sheamus with his WWE career on the line the night after TLC, Reigns would defeat the Celtic Warrior to win the title for a second time. He would hold this title for approximately a month, until he lost it to Triple H after being eliminated in the Royal Rumble match. He would receive a rematch at WrestleMania 32 after defeating both Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose in a triple threat bout, and would defeat Hunter to win the belt for a third time. Reigns would successfully defend his belt against AJ Styles at Payback and Extreme Rules, though lost it to a returning Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank, who in turn lost to Dean Ambrose via Money in the Bank cash-in. On June 21st, 2016, Joe was suspended for 30 days for violating the WWE wellness policy for rumored Adderall use. Reports say that WWE knew of the violation prior to the pay-per-view, thus changed the story to have Roman drop the title. Roman Reigns was drafted to Raw on July 19th, and on July 24th he took part in the Shield triple threat match, which had him face off against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Reigns would be pinned by Ambrose, which effectively ended his run in the main title picture for now. Reigns would fail to qualify for his shot at the newly announced WWE Universal Championship and has since turned his attention to the United States Championship in Rusev, against who he has a match at SummerSlam. I just realized that by the time you watch this, that'll be way in the past, but whatever, let's just end it off right there. And that was Wrestling Origins Roman Reigns. If I left out anything you think was significant, then be sure to leave a comment below so everybody can see it. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and also hit up Wrestling Up on Twitter to suggest superstars for future Wrestling Origins. As always, thanks for watching.